let's go ahead and get started since you are here. We'll just do kind of a nice, well-rounded practice today, kind of hitting all of our yoga family of poses. And let's start in a comfortable seat. If you have a block or a pillow you want to sit on, you can. We'll sit up nice and tall, letting the arms relax down on the legs and feeling the spine lift up from that root of the seat. Take a moment to just gently drop your chin down. It doesn't need to touch your chest, but just slightly bow. Taking a moment before we start our practice to kind of tune in, to settle into that sense of respect and reverence for yourself in this practice, for anyone else who joins us as well. And we'll start today with 3 rounds of breath. Take an inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Take an inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. One more time, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then settle into the breath that you want for this practice. You might decide to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, that Ujjayi breath. You might keep breathing through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And now that we've settled into the breath, take a quick scan of the body and just notice how your body is feeling this morning. Notice if there are any areas where you feel tight, sore, any areas where you feel really open and good. Just having that awareness for your practice. And if you'd like to set an intention this morning, take a couple more breaths to find that word, that phrase, to either dedicate your practice to or to anchor you for the next hour. And then when you're ready to, gently open your eyes, and we'll come onto the shins. We'll inhale, tip one hand back. I've got my left hand back towards my left heel. I'm reaching my right arm. I'm getting a nice side body stretch. And then coming back down to a seat, and then other side. And if you weren't sitting on your heels, you probably want to just coming into these really gentle one-side camel prep. We will be doing camel later in class, that deeper back bend. But for now, I want you to feel like this is more of a front body stretch and a side body stretch. We have one more to each side. Inhaling to lift up, to open up. Hopefully this feels really good. Exhale to come down. One more side. And then we'll come into our down dog. You can place your block, if you have it, or your water bottle towards the top of the mat and start to just pedal out through those knees. And I know, Zoe, you've been doing a lot of running, so really letting those legs fly, opening the back of the legs. Yes, cats are great company. Hi, Lulu. Good to see you. And whatever leg you're on right now that's bent, pause there. And then just lift that leg off the ground. It's bent. This isn't necessarily a yoga shape. We're just taking a moment to feel a little more weight, a little more pressure, a little more stretch in the straight leg. And then other side. Deeply bend the other knee. The other leg that's straight, that supports your weight. So do your hands. And you just lift that bent leg off the ground. Again, kind of like a flamingo, nothing special. And then we'll bring that foot to the ground. Walk the feet to the edges of the mat. And then bring the hands back as far as you need to until your heels touch the ground. Take an inhale to bend the knees. It might be a really slight bend. For me, it's really slightly bent right now. And then exhale to straighten through the backs of the legs. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to bend. Again, it's probably going to feel like a tiny little bend. And then exhale to straighten. 1 more time. Inhale to bend. Heels are still on the ground. Exhale to straighten. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Bend your knees a lot. So now we have space, and take a couple of little bounces of the hips, just giving yourself some room to move. And then stay really bent. Take your first 2 fingers, hook them around your big toes. So your fingers are between your big toes and your second toes. And then allow your head to drop. So you're looking between your knees. Start to pull the elbows out really wide. Keep the knees bent, but tip the weight forward. Start to lift the hips, and you don't have to get to straight legs. We're really early in class, but we're just trying to find a little bit of a deep forward fold to open up the spine, the low back in particular, and the hamstrings, and we're using the arms, the strength in the arms and shoulders to do that. Take 1 more breath here, and then exhale, release the grip, heel toe the feet until they're right underneath you. Big toes parallel, bend the knees, hands behind the head, squeeze the elbows to the cheekbones, and slowly roll up. So you get this really tight, rounded spine. Chin is tucked until you get all the way up. Elbows open, chin lifts, gentle back bend. And then exhale, round it in, coming forward, back into the fold. We'll do that 2 more times. Keep the hands behind the head, like a neck support. Elbows go wide, lift the heart, push the hips forward. Exhale, bend the knees, round it forward. So it's almost like we're coming through a bit of a cat and a bit of a cow as we move to this variation of mountain pose and a variation of forward fold. And then just standing tall, arms by the sides. Traditional mountain pose, turn your thumbs facing out, pinkies facing in, almost like somebody has a hold of your middle fingers and is pulling them down. You want to feel that sense of lift and length. Take an inhale, reach the arms up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, hands on shins, half lift. Really push into the shins, lengthen the body out. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees to walk into plank. And if you haven't already and you want some music for your practice, I linked the playlist. You can push play if you'd like to. From plank, inhale to shift the body weight forward. Exhale, drop the knees. And we'll take knees, chest, chin today to start. Your butt is in the air. Your chest and your chin are on the ground. Your elbows are towards your sides. It feels kind of funky, but nice deep arch in the back. And then we'll slither until we're long, bringing the big toenails to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart, low cobra. Exhale, bring the body down. From here, push back, knees go wide, big toes touch, child's pose. So just taking our vinyasa really easy breezy for now. Next, inhale, weight in the hands, tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips. Once again, we'll walk the hands back to the feet. This time, don't widen the feet. Inhale, hands on shins, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, long back, long arms. So keeping the length, pushing down in the feet. When you get all the way up, bend the elbows wide, lift the chest, push the hips forward, and then bring the hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, big fold over the legs. And you can do whatever you want with your arms. Just think long back as you dive down. Inhale, hands on shins, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, walk it out. We'll do 1 more of those modified vinyasas. Finding your plank nice and long, nice and strong. Inhale, shift your body weight forward. Exhale, drop to your knees. Bend your elbows. Again, it's pretty exaggerated. Your butt is high. There's an arch in your back. And then slither yourself long. Top to the mat. Push into the hands, hips, and feet. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, body down. Push back. Use your arms. Take your knees as wide as the mat. Child's pose. Breath in. Breath out. Weight in the hands. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees and hips. All right, moving on. Slightly different movement. Inhale, right leg lift. Bend the knee, open the hip, start to roll out the head, ankle. And then start to move through the knee. That might be some kicks. And then move through the hip. It could be circling the leg in the hip socket or something else. And then step that right foot forward. Drop the left knee. Grab a block. And again, if you don't have a block, you could use a water bottle or a book. Hold it between your hands. Take a moment to pull your shoulders back and your hips back. And then exhale, keep your hands really pressing into that object. Drop the hips, lift the object overhead. Find that deep stretch in your left hip flexors. Exhale, pull your body vertical, bring the arms forward one more time. Inhale, low lunge. Drop the hips down, lift the heart. Exhale, take that object down, bring the hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and start to shift the body weight front and back. And this might become really big. You might decide you want to come into a full pyramid where you straighten your front leg, you get more of a hamstring stretch. Or you might stay with that bent knee rocking. Take one more rock. And then when you come back to that lunge, left hand stays down, right arm peels up, easy twist. Like we did with the right leg, we'll move first through the wrist, so going down the joint, into the elbow, and then movement in that shoulder girdle. From here, bring the right hand inside of the right foot, lower the left knee, and heel toe the right foot to the edge of the mat. Turn the right toes out, maybe even roll onto the pinky side of the right foot. So now the stretch in this lunge, this lizard lunge, becomes more about the front hip and groin than the back hip. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. One more inhale. And then exhale, heel toe that right foot in. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, step to the top of the mat. Find your fold, shake your head yes, shake your head no. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step back to plank. From now on, you can vinyasa however you want. If you like the knees, chest, chin, and the low cobra, keep it. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, knees, chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, your cobra or up dog, rolling over the feet, lifting the hips. And then coming straight into down dog, so taking out the child's pose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. And again, we'll start moving through the joints from the ankle, into that knee, into that hip. And then next, exhale, step the left foot forward. Lower the right knee. Grab a hold of that object again between the hands. Really just finding some awareness in the arms and shoulders. Inhale, pull the weight back. Exhale, lift the object overhead as you find a nice little arch, dropping the hips down and forward. One more time. Zip everything up, pull back. And then push everything down and forward, lifting up, finding that arch. Exhale, release that object. Hands to the mat, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Find those shifts. And again, this doesn't need to be a specific type of shift. You're just moving your body in a way that feels good to you. It might look different than what I'm doing, and that is totally fine. Take one more breath here. And then we'll meet in that runner's lunge for easy twist. Right hand down, left arm peels up. We'll go down the arms, finding some movement. Wrist, elbow, shoulder. Just waking up parts of the body gradually and steadily. And then bring the left hand inside of the left foot, drop the right knee, and wiggle the left foot to the edge of the mat. Turning the left toes out, maybe rolling to the pinky side of the left foot. Again, the focus was more on the back hip. Now it's more on the front hip. Finding that sense of opening, especially if you've done a lot of leg work, or alternatively, if you've been maybe sitting more than usual. We'll start to bring that foot back into center. Left hand on the outside of the foot. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Step yourself forward into your fold. Again, nice and heavy. Check in with the neck. Make sure it's not working. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Go through your flow. Again, this is any vinyasa that you would like this morning. Remembering the most important part of our asana practice, our physical yoga practice, is connecting the movement with our breath. There's no specific speed at which you have to move. Inhale, right leg lift. Bend the knee, open the hip. This time, making it more vigorous. Exhale, right knee taps the outside of the right arm. Inhale, lift the leg. Knee is still bent. Exhale, knee swivels under the body, taps the left arm. Inhale, lift, knee bends, hip opens. Exhale, step the right foot through. This time, high lunge. Grab that object. This time, we'll inhale to lift the arms up. Stay here. Push your hands to that object and maybe slide your left foot back. You get a little lower, a little deeper. You should feel a pretty big, powerful stretch in the front of that back hip. Take one more breath here. And then bring that object into the chest. Elbows squeezed by the body. Tip the weight forward. Version of power lunge. Keep the body here and just reach that object overhead. Pushing your hand into the object, finding that squeeze. Take a deep breath in. And then breath out. Release the object. Hands come to prayer. Push the body weight forward. Slide the left foot in, maybe a foot or two. And then really press down into the right foot and lift the left leg straight up. Your hips are square, which really just means your left knee and toes are facing the floor, not the side of the mat. Take one more breath here. And then step the left foot next to the right. Hands to prayer, legs together, chair pose. Really sitting down. Inhale, right arm back, left arm stays at the chest. Exhale, push into the right foot, lift the left knee. So kind of a funky version of a one-legged mountain twist. It's an open twist. Exhale, bring the right hand back to prayer. Turn your chest to face forward. Inhale, reach your arms up. Reach your left leg out. Take a breath in. Breath out. Watch your space. Circle the left foot all the way back to warrior two. Settle into a bent right knee. Settling into a straight right leg. Arms tee out. On the next inhale, palms flip up. Straighten your right leg. Reach. Exhale, push down into warrior two. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, like there are heavy weights under your hand. You're pushing, 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 lots of strength. One more time, inhale. This is the ease coming up. The effort brings you down. Flip the right palm up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. We'll stay for 2 more breaths. Remember, one of the most important parts of this shape is the front knee. If we let it collapse in, we could really hurt ourselves. So we really want to make sure that that knee is supported from the inner thigh and the outer thigh. One more breath. Exhale, side angle. You can let the right arm rest on the leg. Left arm is long and extended over the head. Or you could bring that right hand, that bottom hand, towards the floor. Waist is long, feeling a stretch all the way down the left side of the body. Take one more breath here. And then lift yourself back up, warrior two. Parallel your feet, reach up, look up. And then exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita. Let the arms relax, let the knees bend. Shake yourself out a little bit. And you have 3 breaths here. And if you want to take this into more of a lunge, go for it. Good morning, Rosa. If you want to take this into more of just a still hold, you can go for that. You have 2 more breaths. And whether you're in movement or in stillness, you're letting this feel good. You're allowing yourself to find a shape or movement that you can continue to breathe in and out steadily and strongly. And from here, we'll crawl ourselves to the front of the mat. Runner's lunge. We've been here before. Left hand down, right arm up. Easy twist turns into side plank. See if you can stack your right foot on top of your left. If that's not working today, drop your left knee, push your right foot into the ground. Wherever you are in your side plank, inhale, lift your right leg up just a few inches. And then exhale, bend the right knee into the chest. Grab a hold of the right shin with the right hand, take a breath in, and then step the right foot back forward. High lunge, no block. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, a closed twist. Stay here or tip your weight back where your right hand rests on your left leg. Exhale, both hands down. Go through your vinyasa. Again, any vinyasa of choice works for me if it works for you. And if a pose in that vinyasa feels good, you can stay there for more than just that half breath. From down dog, left side, inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip, let it feel good. Exhale, left leg, left arm, find the tap. Inhale, knee bend, hip open. Exhale, left leg, right arm, find the twist. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, step it through. Grab a hold of that block. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, sit the hips down. Take a breath in. Breath out, pull the block into the chest. Elbows squeeze to the waist, tip the body forward. So really feeling that your thighs are pulling in, like they're magnets on the inner thighs towards the center of the mat. You really feel that energy and length. And then release the block, hands to prayer, push down on the left foot, slide the right foot forward. Feel that your hips are even, and then lift that right leg up. Strong, powerful warrior two. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Chair pose, keep the hands in prayer, bring the right foot all the way next to the left, sit low. Right hand will stay, left arm will open out. Weight in the right foot, lift the left leg. That funky twist. Take a breath in. And then lift yourself back up. Come forward. Take a breath in. Breath out, left foot down, chair pose. Right leg lifts, arms lift. Open the right knee out. Step it back, warrior two. That big, wide warrior two. Settling in, supporting that knee. Again, visually looking at the knee. You can not always feel if it's turned in and unsupported, but you can see if it is. Fire up the booty. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, push to warrior two. Again, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, warrior two. Find the power in the shape. The name kind of says it all, which sometimes is nice about yoga. Our poses can tell us kind of the energy we want to feel. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Again, we're powerful in the legs. We're extending through the upper body. So half of the body is getting a delicious stretch and half of the body is really working hard. Exhale, side angle. Left arm can be on the leg or the floor. Right arm, though, is extending through the elbow, through the fingers. We're pushing down in the right foot. Take one more breath here. And then lifting yourself back up. Parallel your feet, reach up, look up. And once again, that wide-legged forward fold. And let's say last time you did a lot of leg movement. Maybe this time you change your arms and you focus more on stretching your back or your side body. Just some options to make this second round in your forward fold feel a little different. You have 2 more breaths here. All right, from that wide-legged forward fold, once again, we'll crawl to the front of the mat. So the left leg is the forward leg. Right hand down, left arm up. We're opening out to that side plank. Remember, you can either stack your feet or drop your right knee and support the shape. Wherever you are, lift the left leg, just a little bit, not that much, and then pull the left knee into the chest, grab a hold of the shin, take a breath in. Breath out, step the left foot forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, archer's lunge, that twist towards the front leg. Left arm is back in this case, right arm forward. You can stay here. This is a really great stretch and strengthening for the legs, or you can tip it back and add the side bend and the back bend. Take one more breath, and then bring the hands down, go through your flow. We'll build onto that sequence, but before we do, You have 3 breaths. You could stay in down dog. You could drop to child's pose to rest. Or if you're looking for something a little more vigorous, maybe you lift one leg, you look between your thumbs, you bend your bottom leg, and you start to just take a couple of handstand hops. If you're doing those hops, really important that your arms stay strong and straight, that your eyes stay looking forward and down, and that the leg that's off the ground is engaged and strong. If you're resting, you can slow down the breath. You might even decide you want to flutter the lips or take some other kind of really exaggerated exhale. We have one more breath before we'll come back together. All right, if you're somewhere other than down dog, let's come on back. Inhale, right leg lift. Bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, right leg, right arm. Inhale, leg lift. Exhale, right leg, left arm. We're building on. Straighten the right leg through. So you're on the pinky side of the right foot. Now turn your left foot until it's flat. Lift your left arm. Fall in triangle. You could stay here. This is a version of side plank. Or you could pull the right thigh bone back in the hip socket and lift the leg. And maybe you grab a hold of the foot. Maybe you don't. Take one more breath. And then release the fallen triangle. Left hand down, right arm up. Step the right foot through. No block this time. Inhale. Lift your arms up. Exhale. Hand sweep back. Airplane the arms. Maybe you want to clasp the hands. You don't have to. It's an option. Pushing forward, warrior 3. We build here. Hands come to prayer. Bend the right knee. You may want your right hand on a block. You may not. We're opening the left side of the body on top of the right for half moon. Take it slow. Once you get to half moon, maybe you extend the left arm to the ceiling. Maybe you take the right hand off of the block. Wherever you are, your left leg is engaged. Glutes engaged, quads engaged, pushing through the heel. Take one more breath. And then chair pose, top of the mat. Hands to prayer. We'll skip the twist. We'll go right into one-legged mountain. Left knee lifts, arms lift. From here, open the left knee out. Find your tree. It could be above the knee tree or below the knee tree. We'll keep the arms lifted. Tip the chin up. And then think about lifting your sternum just a little bit up and back. So there's a tiny little back bend that happens. And then exhale, hands to prayer. Step the left foot back, warrior 2. One time, inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up. Exhale, press, warrior 2. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. We'll do that just one more time. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Legs steady, feet grounding. Side angle. Coming back to warrior 2. Parallel the feet, reach up, look up. And then turn the toes out, heels in. Bend into your back leg and sink your hips down for Skandasana. The main things with Skandasana that you want are a straight front leg, in this case, knee up, toes up. Whether your hips are close to the floor or not, whether your back heel is off the ground or not, those are things that might be different, but things are the same, we're turned out. Take one more breath here. And then Skandasana to the front of the mat. You can use your hands or not. One more breath here. And then we'll meet in goddess squat. That's that plie squat in other forms of movement. Toes are turned out, heels are turned in. We'll take an inhale to lift the hips up an inch. Exhale to lift the heels an inch. And then inhale, straighten everything really slowly. Lift the arms, lift the legs, squeeze the booty. Come back, warrior 2, front of the mat. Bring the left hand down, right arm up, easy twist, going into that side plank. Top leg lifts, right leg lifts. This time find tree, right foot on left inner thigh. Take a breath in. Step the right foot forward, high lunge. This time, twisted lunge goes a little deeper, hands to prayer. tip forward, get close to the front thigh, and then left elbow or left hand comes outside of the right thigh. If this feels really wobbly, drop the back knee, find support there, take one more breath, and then everybody bring the hands down, frame the front foot, move rear flow. Okay, left side, here we go. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, stay for the inhale. Exhale, left leg, left arm, roll forward to plank. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, left leg, right arm. Pause, straighten the left leg. You're on the pinky side of the left foot. Now you want to drop the right foot until it's flat, and then lift the right arm. Fall in triangle. You can stay here or pull the left femur back. Maybe lift the foot, maybe grab the foot. Take one more breath. Right hand down, left leg up. Step through high lunge. Again, no block this round. Head forward, arms back. Hands can be apart or together. You decide what you need. Shift the weight forward, warrior three. Bringing the hands to prayer. Knowing we're opening out to half moon, you might want your block for your left hand. We open the right side of the body on top of the left. What you really want to prevent from happening is your left toes turning to either side. Your left toes stay facing the front of the mat. Your right toes face the side. And then once you get there, maybe the shape shifts. Take one more breath here. And then step the right foot next to the left. Find your chair pose. One-legged mountain, right leg lift, stand tall. Open the right knee out, find your tree. Again, it could be high or low, it doesn't really matter. We'll lift the arms up. This time we'll turn the head to look right and center, left and center, and then step the right foot back, warrior two, left leg front. One time, inhale, straighten the left leg, reach up. Exhale, press, warrior two. Keep the bend in the left knee to support from the inner outer thigh. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. This is a moving waist stretch. So really reach back when you reverse and reach forward when you side angle. Coming into warrior two, parallel your feet, reach up, look up. This time we'll build on from that Sandasana, toes out, heels in. Bend into your back leg, which for you all is your right leg. And then bend into your front leg. And then coming center, we'll come into a deeper stretch. Sit all the way down. Upavishta Konasana, also known as our middle split. Let's activate the feet. So really lift the toes up. Ground through your butt cheeks, ground through the backs of the legs. Take your hands behind you and tent your fingers. Use your arms as back support and also start to engage your belly so you get taller. Your shoulders press down, you get longer. And then bring the hands in front of you and start to walk forward. As you come forward, you want to watch that your knees don't roll in, your legs don't roll in. So keep that strong external rotation. Let the movement be about the waist coming forward, about the torso hinging from the hip. You have 2 breaths here. And however far you go is however far you go. Don't stress about what this looks like. Checking in with how it feels. Where do you feel the stretch? Lock your hands on in. Slide those legs in. Give them a shake. And then we'll meet warrior two, left leg forward. Not necessarily the most beautiful transition, but we're there. Windmill the right hand down, right heel up, left arm up. That easy twist turns into that side plank. Inhale, lift the top leg. Exhale, tree pose. Take a breath in. Breath out, left foot steps forward, high lunge. Hands to prayer. Again, we come forward and down. We get really close to the thigh with the belly, and then we twist. And if the elbow can't make it, don't worry about it. Bring the hand to the outer thigh and the left hand to the hip. And if this feels unstable for the feet, you're wobbling a lot, drop your back knee. Take a breath in. Breath out, unwind, hands to the mat, step to plank, go through your flow. All right, once again, we're at a place where you can take some time for yourself. And whether that's doing something restful or something active, it's your choice. Your practice, your choice, your breath. We have about 4 more breaths. This is also a great time if you set an intention to bring your mind back to that idea, that image, that person. Just kind of reminding yourself of the why and the how. All right, yogis. We have one more standing flow. We're going to completely change the flow, so we won't build onto what we just did. Do come to down dog, though. We'll start from the front of the mat, lift the heels high, bend the knees, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to take the same forward fold with the toe grab that we did earlier. Earlier, we had the feet wider and the knees really bent. This time, the feet are just under the hips, so they're narrower. And we're going to gradually straighten the legs. So start with slightly bent knees or whatever bend you need to put your first 2 fingers around your big toes. Once again, we're going to drop the head. The head is not a part of this. Bend the elbows out to the sides and tip the weight forward. You should feel almost like you're going to do a somersault. From here, pushing down into the toes and the balls of the feet, start to lift the hips higher and higher and higher. And this will eventually extend the back of the leg. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out. Release your feet. Fingertips to the mat, sit the hips down. Chair pose, lift the arms, sit the hips back. Weight in the balls of the feet, heels rise. Slowly swing the arms back. Steady your eyes on the ground. Palms face the floor, middle fingers reach back. And then lower the heels, standing back, and bend the elbows, lift the heart. Urdhva Sasana, mountain pose with the arms up. That's all this is. Bending into the knees, so like you're coming into chair, but kind of a tentative chair. Weight in the right foot, left foot lifts. Stack the left hamstrings on the right quad. Maybe your left foot is off the ground, maybe it's on the ground, or if you want more, maybe it's hooked around your right calf. Tee the arms out wide and swing the left elbow under the right. If your shoulders are tight, you can grab your shoulders. If your shoulders feel pretty good, you can bring your hands together. Inhale to lift your elbows up. Exhale to sit your hips down. Eagle pose, 2 more breaths. Exhale, release your arms, release your legs. Dive your hands down to the floor, lift your left leg up, standing split. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. We're in this really wide place, right, where our legs are far apart. One is towards the ground, one is towards the ceiling. Now we're coming into a tight ball. This is called Shiva squat. We're getting low, left leg is behind right leg. One more time, inhale, standing split, long and wide. Exhale, Shiva squat to sit all the way onto the butt. Your right foot is outside of your left knee. Your left foot is either beside your right butt cheek, or if you can't get both butt cheeks on the ground, your left leg is straight in front of you. We'll inhale to twist towards the right. Right hand back. Left hand can either hug the right knee, or if you want to go deeper, left elbow can actually come outside of the right knee. Wherever you are, you're pushing arm and leg into each other to find that center line of the body. Your back right hand is helping you to sit up really tall and to twist. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more inhale, Exhale, unwind. Take both hands to the left side. Take a little tip forward. And then bring yourself up. Extend both legs to the front of the mat. Give them a shake out. And then reach the arms forward and lean back. We're coming into boat pose, that yoga core strengthener. Think about wearing a corset. Probably incredibly uncomfortable, but definitely that idea of pulling ribs and belly in, arms extending, bend the knees. If this is enough for you today, you stay here. If it's not, lift the knees bent or lift the legs straight. Take a breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. One more, broad collarbone, relax shoulders. And then bring the knees into the chest and start to rock and roll forward and back. And do this maybe 2 to 4 times. And when you're done with it, you'll go through your vinyasa. You can cross your shins, take your body weight forward, step the feet back, and go through that steady, even opening flow. Once again, we'll begin from the top of the mat, legs together, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or float, feet to hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we'll go into one more deep forward fold. If you have rings on, you may want to take them off if you can, particularly if they are bigger rings, they have kind of protruding shapes. We're going to be taking gorilla pose, stepping the feet on the hands, but we're flipping the palms up. So if you have rings, the rings would face the mat. We want to bring the feet so that the toes come to the wrist creases. Once again, bend the knees a little bit and look between the knees. So hang your head really heavy. This time your elbows might bend more forward than out. That's fine. Same idea as before. Tip the weight forward and then start to lift the hips. So we are putting some weight on the hands. This can be a nice wrist stretch as well as, of course, that low back and hamstring stretch. Take 2 more breaths. And then let it go. Chair pose, sit low, fingertips to the ground, lift the arms. Start to sweep the arms back. Again, slow and steady. Then we'll add the heel raise. We'll bring the arms slow and steady back forward. Dropping the heels, standing back, then push through the feet. Think strong, straight legs, bent elbows, lifting up arms to the ceiling. Bend the knees again, kind of like a baby chair, nothing crazy. Weight in the left foot, right leg lifts. It hovers above the left thigh. Stack right over left. Right foot could hang, tap, or hook. Arms tee out. Bring the right elbow under the left. Hands to shoulders or to prayer. Inhale, sit lower. Exhale, lift elbows higher. 2 more breaths. Coming into that standing split. Let go of the hands. Think about diving your torso down, letting your right leg fly up. Again, legs are far apart. The right leg doesn't have to be towards the ceiling. It might be more towards the wall. That is fine. Exhale, right knee bent behind left knee. Get low as you can at squat. And then inhale, spread the legs wide, standing split. Exhale, Shiva squat. Sitting all the way down. This twist, half Lord of the Fishes. Remember, if it's challenging to have both butt cheeks on the ground, straighten your right leg, not a big deal. We're twisting to the left. Left hand behind you. You can hug the right arm around the left leg, or again, going a little deeper, elbow outside. 3 breaths. The most important part of this shape, it's not the fancy legs, it's not even the twist, it's keeping the spine upright. So if you're leaning back, you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice. Maybe you hug the knee instead. Don't make the twist quite as big. Exhale, coming out of it. Straightening both legs, giving them a shake. This time different. Flex through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. Get tall, get long. Exhale, fold forward. You let your arms rest wherever. Mat, shins, thighs, feet. On an inhale, lift your belly away from your thighs. And on the exhale, fold deeper. We have 2 more breaths. Lots of forward folds today. We will be coming into a nice deep back bend here in a moment. Exhale, lift yourself up, cross your shins, find your plank, go through your flow. If you're getting tired of these, you could just push your weight into down dog instead of going through your flow. Inhale, lift the heels, roll forward and come onto the knees, lifting yourself on up. Okay, we're coming into camel pose next, and we'll actually do camel today at the wall. So if you have a clear wall space, all you need is something that's the width of your hips, really. You can turn your mat. And before we get into that, just strengthening the legs a little bit, finding that awareness in the legs before we come into the back bend. So before you actually bring your body to the wall, come for a moment to stand on your knees. If you don't love this, just pad up with a little more rolling of the mat, and we'll tuck the toes today. So before we get into camel, we'll do a little bit of what camel isn't to find strength in the thighs. Think about pulling the glutes towards the front of the body, thinking about pulling the belly towards the back of the body, and really finding length in the front of the thighs. For this moment, just bring the hands to the hips. Imagine somebody is pushing your sternum back. You're going to keep your legs straight and your spine straight and just lean back. So this is not camel. This is a way to strengthen the quads. Take a breath in, breath out, use your strength, lift it up. One more time. Strong legs, strong glutes, strong belly, lean back like somebody is just pushing you. Stay for it, breath, and then lift it up. Okay, what camel isn't is that, right? But now we feel that our legs are really turned on, hopefully. What camel is the legs staying here and the upper body finding an arch. So I'm not leaning back this time. I'm staying really upright, which means I need to push the back of my body forward, which is what we're going to need the wall for. So go ahead and come to the wall. You want to imagine the wall is a really close friend, a lover. You're going to push your body against the wall. Your thighs are against the wall, your pelvis is against the wall, and right now your chest is against the wall. Go ahead and tuck your toes. Feel the connection that is against the wall. We're going to keep everything from the hips down connected to the wall. We're going to start, though, to peel the chest and head away. Bring the hands to the low back. Fingers can face the floor or the ceiling. Before you do anything, feel the push in towards the wall, and then lift your head and your chest. Keep pushing your lower belly, your hips to the wall. Take a breath in, breath out, breath in, and then bring yourself to the wall and just take a moment to sit on your heels, okay? Taking a moment to just rest, neutral spine, giving the legs a break. And we'll do one more of those camels. If you feel comfortable going farther, aka if your legs are not coming away from the wall, you can keep them against the wall, then we can go a little bit deeper, lifting the chest. Again, my hips are still against the wall, reaching for those heels, okay? Steady and slow to get in. Hands to go back. Tucking the toes or untucking them. Tucking them brings the heels closer. Push the hips and thighs into the wall. Lift the chest. Peel the head away. If you can see the baseboard behind you, start to reach for the heels. Take a breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. One more. Breath in. Breath out. Slowly come up. Use your wall. Use your hands. And then once again, we'll just sit. Staying on the feet. Finding stillness. Full breath in. Full breath out. Okay. Stretching out those quads just a little bit. We'll come into half hero's pose. Swinging the right leg forward. And I'm just turning to the side so you can see. We'll swing the right leg forward. We'll sit on the right butt cheek. And then we'll bend the left knee so that the top of the foot is more or less on the floor. And the foot is outside of the left butt cheek. In terms of spacing between the knees, you can have a natural hip distance between the knees. Your knees do not need to touch. So if you've ever done Bikram and they force you to have your knees together, you can throw that out the window, okay? From here, flex your right foot. Start to walk your hands back. Okay? If you feel a stretch, we're going for a stretch in the left quad and hip flexors. If you feel a stretch on your hands, you stay. If you're not quite feeling a stretch, you're going to go a little bit lower. One elbow, the other elbow. If you stop here and you're like, okay, that's it. I feel that stretch. That's intense. You stay. If you need more, you're going to lower all the way down to the belly. And ideally, your knee is not lifting off the floor. So if you come all the way down and your knee is lifting off the floor, come back to your forearms. If you can keep that knee down and lay down, you're in a good, safe place. We just have 2 breaths here. And then carefully, gently using your hands to come out. Bringing the weight into your right butt cheek, swinging your left leg around. Maybe shaking the hips. And then we'll take it to the other side. Weight in the left hip. Bend the right knee. I usually use my hands to bring my foot into place. Again, top of the foot is down, heel is outside of the right butt cheek. Left foot is flexed. Remember, there can be space between the knees. Ideally, we want the right knee, the bent knee on the ground, even as we go back. Steady and slow. Some of these deeper yoga poses require patience and being slow rather than fast in getting in and out. So again, if you come onto your hands and you're like, that is the ticket, stay. If you're not quite feeling a stretch, you're coming onto your elbows. And then same thing here. If you're not quite feeling a stretch, you're coming onto your back. If you're like me and one side of your body tends to be more open than the other, you may find that you came to one level on one side and one level on the other, and you do not need to force yourself to be exactly the same on both sides. All right, let's take 2 more breaths here. Half hero's pose. Again, care that you took to come in, you take to come out. You use your arms, you use your hands. Weight in the left hip, swing the right leg around. And we'll come to face the top of the mat, shaking those legs out. Coming onto our back, we'll take our hip opener on our back, and I'm just going to return my mat. You can stay by the wall. You don't need to move your mat from the wall. Once you get onto your back, we'll cross the right foot over the left thigh, figure 4. We're going to take this into a twist in a moment, but for now, think about the right knee moving away from the body. Sometimes instead of grabbing my left leg, I actually like to push my right hand into my right inner thigh. That just keeps that rotation happening, and it gives my leg a little bit of resistance, that hand. Take 1 more breath here. And then if you have your hand on your right leg or wrapping around your left, let it go. Tee the arms out wide. Take this same shape. So the knee's not going to cave in. Take this same shape over to the left. Eventually, your left foot kind of comes off the ground. Your right foot finds the ground. You can choose to look wherever you want. If it feels okay in the neck, you can look to the right hand. Take a breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Last round, inhale, exhale. Come on to your back, shake the legs out, move things around, and then figure 4, this variation of half pigeon with the left leg on top of the right. Again, you're welcome to grab your right leg or to press your left hand into your left thigh. And then once again, if you have any hands helping, tee them out, let them go. Bring the shape to the right, left foot to the floor, coming onto the pinky side of the right foot and finding your breath. Really starting to slow down and let go from the balances, from some of those deeper stretches like our camel and our half heroes. And then come onto your back. Happy baby. Unravel the feet, knees wider than the ribs. Pull the feet down and find your rocks, your funny noises, your straddle, whatever you like to do here. And if you feel like you need one or two more poses to make your practice complete this morning, go for it. If conversely you feel ready to rest and relax in your Shavasana, then make your way there. And we'll all eventually meet there. And we'll take one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Just for a moment before we settle in and settle down, connecting to ourselves. Feeling the natural breath under the hands, maybe even feeling the heartbeat under that left hand. And then either keeping your hands there or letting them fall to the sides, coming into your final resting pose. And I'll take you all out of the pose in about a minute or so, giving yourself this time for stillness, for ease, for doing nothing. Take a deep, full inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. And slowly start to move your body again. Bring yourself back into the room, back into your house, back into your physical body. And you'll eventually roll to right side or left side, coming into a fetal position. Maybe using this time to return to the intention and decide if that's an intention for the rest of the day or the weekend ahead, or if there's something else that you need. When you're ready to use your arms and hands to come into any comfortable seated pose. And you can let the arms rest down or be in prayer, whatever feels more comfortable. And we'll finish up our practice this morning with just one round of breath. Letting the eyelids get heavy, sitting up tall and proud. Big breath in. Full breath out. The light and teacher in me sees and honors the light and teacher in all of you. Thank you for joining me.